This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
First down and 10 at their own 10-yard line. Tevin Coleman with some running room. Tevin Coleman down the sideline. Coleman, one man to beat. Tevin Coleman's going to go 90 yards, and Indiana takes the lead. Randall L. scrambles, thought about the pitch, keeps it himself down the sidelines. He could go. Antoine Randall L. touchdown. Rory going to the single coverage, end zone. He hits Cooper again.
Welcome to episode 275 of the Hoosier Happy Hour podcast. This one is game number 8 preview. UCLA comes to town. Another matinee feature. You guys, not the game, but this podcast. Recording with the sun out always gets Seth hyped. Actually, this is Seth's first matinee podcast. Seth, welcome.
Hello, boys.
Hey, there he is. And Brandon's here as always. Brandon?
I can't quit coughing, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing for previewing UCLA.
It's probably a bad thing as an audio platform, but we'll see how that goes as he's dying off the mic.
It's because my fat ass tried to eat one piece of beef jerky beforehand, and it was like the peppered beef jerky. So I just have peppered beef jerky in the back of my throat, and I'm going to die.
Got some meat stuck in the back of your throat, do you? All right. Let's go. Let's do this. So we're not going to spend the first 20 minutes talking about future plans of tailgate or of the actual tailgate as we did last podcast, but all three of us will be out there this Saturday, as well as my youngest brother. The most recent of the Bragg family to graduate from IU. He will be there.
Quick question.
Yes.
Who could drink more? Neither one are drinkers, Seth or your younger brother, but who? Face to face in a competition, who could drink more? Seth, you're not allowed to answer.
Oh, Nick.
Ooh. Nick, I was thoroughly impressed with how much Seth drank for his birthday weekend. Thoroughly.
Never saw him drink an actual alcoholic beverage. The only things I ever saw him drink or order anywhere we went was a Pepsi or Coke. And he didn't even let the waitress or waiter or wait staff, whatever one we're supposed to say now, didn't even let them get out on whether or not they had Coke or Pepsi products. He just orders, I'll take a Pepsi or a Coke. Just gets his first preference out there, knowing that the chances of them having Pepsi are not very good, because I think the only people that have that are like the still standing up Pizza Huts that have dine-in.
Okay. First of all, none of that is accurate. I played beer pong. I played boom cup. I
took shots.
Oh,
I took shots. Yeah.
You did.
Fireball shots. I did not even just fireball. I did whatever was it Makers? Those actually weren't that bad.
Oh yeah, Brandon was whipping up Makers the second we got in that door.
And then I ordered the girliest drink I could find at that old diner bar place thing we went to that was underwhelming.
The deli turned into
no, the corner one.
Oh, that one's stunk.
We had to leave. Yeah.
Well, here we go. I said we weren't going to talk about it, but we did talk about it. We'll save the rest of that off camera. But my vote's for Nick Bragg. I know for a fact that he can drink.
I would give up.
The one experience you've had with that wasn't great. So, all right, let's dive into it. Preview platform, just for everybody, if this is your first time, we're going to go over kind of like what the game is, where it is, all this stuff, previous matchups, series notes, all that stuff. Then we'll kind of try to break down UCLA in the most incompetent way possible. everything we talk about on here for the most part never comes true. So take it with as much of a grain of salt as you want, especially with this team who seems to be a completely different team at this point in the season. So let's get into it. As he said, this game is against UCLA. It is this Saturday, October 25th at noon, which is 9 a.m. LA time. Current weather forecast is overcast and 61 degrees with very light wind and a 3% chance of precip, which is a lot better than last weekend, except it was warm last weekend. Memorial Stadium, that's where it's going to take place. And it'll be big noon kickoff with Fox Television. Is that a big deal? Like,
you took up Randos. We're down to 8.
Okay, we'll wait.
We're down to 8.
Yeah, he does have 9 randos for those that love that section. There's a lot to come up. Do we want to answer that, or we can save? We'll just save it.
My question is, Mike, we'll answer it now.
Okay.
Does anyone care about Big Noon? Like, is that because people could get all riled up about game day, right? I feel like game day is a big deal. I feel like everything Fox does is to rival ESPN, and I feel like everything they do is either worse or irrelevant.
I agree with you on that. I do think that they need some more time to build it up. Do I think that people will show up and make a big deal of it? Yeah. Will it be anything like it was for game day last year? No. But I could be wrong.
Because, like, in my mind, like, ESPN's game day, Fox has Big Noon. ESPN has Pat McAfee. Fox has Portnoy. Like, I don't know. Like, it just everything that Fox is trying to do is to replicate ESPN. And I think they should do something completely different. Like, they're never going to win. They're a dog chasing a car. They're never going to catch it. I think it's very, very poor business strategy.
I do believe it is Seth who has very
Seth is a big Fox guy. He's a big Fox
guy. No, they're both awful. They're both awful.
You have very...
The only thing worse than this ESPN stuff is the fake ESPN stuff. It's so cringe. I can't watch any of it.
Give everybody your thoughts on Mark Ingram being on television. Wasn't that you that was complaining about this?
Unintelligible.
Okay.
Is there a reason you think that?
He just doesn't like him.
Okay.
Stop it.
All right. Moving on. The line currently sits as of this morning at IU has been bumped up by a point, minus 25.5, over under 55.5, and ESPN somehow still giving us a 96.3% chance of victory at this Saturday. Series notes. It's pretty easy to remember the last time we played them. It was last year. It was the only time we played them. IU smoked them 42-13 on the road in the Rose Bowl. Fun fact, I guess this is a fun fact. This is the first time in, I guess, 44 years, maybe 45 years, depending on what time the game happened, that a team from California comes to Bloomington. So, and that was against USC, and we got beat 28-7 in 1981. So, that's it. Do you guys want to talk anything
for California football teams
this year?
This year,
I mean, USC's doing okay. They've only lost 2 games.
Yeah, but isn't Northwestern also 5-2?
Well, Northwestern's had an easy schedule. You know, Penn State, Purdue. They've had an easy schedule.
Okay.
USC's losses being a close one to Notre Dame and a close one to at Illinois, right? So, I don't like USC. I don't.
You also love California. I was just trying to find a way to shit on California because I hate California.
I think you're outnumbered in this pod for California lovers. I don't know Seth's opinion on California.
Meh.
No. Okay. All right. Let's go through. Yes, there are good parts and bad parts. Let's go through UCLA's schedule so far. They started out awful and then have turned it on. So at home against Utah, they got smoked 43-10. Then they went to UNLV, who Brandon and I told you guys this was going to happen, and it happened. UNLV beats them 30-23. This one's embarrassing. Totally forgot about this. New Mexico goes into the Rose Bowl and stomps UCLA 35-10. Seth, can you get everybody New Mexico's record, please? Northwestern on the road, they lose that one 17-14. And then they fire Deshaun Foster. And everything.
And Tino leaves, and there's tons of staff turnover.
Yes, tons of staff turnover. And then they go on a 3-game win streak, which starts the James Franklin firing train. That was, everybody knows that game. They won 42-37 over what was then number 7 Penn State. They went to East Lansing and smoked them in a game where Jalen Berger said, quote, "I believe they quit," which was Jalen Berger being a former Spartan. And then they beat Maryland last week in a close one where Maryland probably should have won, but did not score an offensive touchdown until the fourth quarter. They won that one 20-17. So 4-3, the hottest, or 3-4, the hottest 3-4 team in the country, has what percentage chance of making a bowl, Brandon, with the rest of their schedule?
Ooh, hold on. I was doing some independent Aaron Rodgers research.
Oh, I can just tell you.
New Mexico is 4-3.
There you go. Oh, they're better than I thought. So they've got IU next.
Yes.
Nebraska at home.
Loss.
At Ohio State.
Oh, they may not win another game.
Washington at home. USC at home.
They're going to be the best 3-9 team in the country.
I hope that's true because I just what they've done the last 3 weeks is a little scary.
For the record, I had them at 6-6. I had them at 6-6. I didn't expect them to lose the UNLV, New Mexico, and Northwestern.
Yeah, I didn't either. I think one of us took them to beat Utah. Seth, was that you?
No.
Okay. Maybe it was me because I don't like Utah. I don't believe in Utah as a football program.
I never bet against Kyle Whittingham.
Oh, God. Whittingham. They don't get that joke, Seth. It's Whittingham. All right, let's dive into their offense real quick. And we've got a new little thing that I came up with today.
It looks very nice. For you guys. For an audio podcast that can't see a graph, it is very nice.
Thank you.
Chart? More of a chart?
It is kind of a chart, a table, as they would say. So out of 134 teams, this is their ranks for offense so far this season. Now, they have been a totally different team in the last 3 weeks. We will talk about that as we go on. Total offense, they rank 87th. Scoring offense, 103rd. Rushing offense is their best part of their offense. They average 171 yards on the ground, 51st in the country. Passing offense, not great, 98th at a smidge under 200. So again, 87, 103, 51, 98, right? Compare that to IU, who's 7-4, 13-30.
The passing is still a little odd.
Our passing? 30. It is weird, right? But I mean, it's just a balance. I mean, 226 yards a game on the ground is crazy. I mean, that's 13th. So,
I mean, not Seth math. That's 500 yards a game. I mean,
yes, close on average. One of the things that stuck out to me, so there is a bonus stat, right, or a bonus ranking that I give usually, is they're 93rd in the country in sacks allowed. They give up 2.3 sacks per game. So 93 in sacks. They don't really throw the football. The rushing offense is weird, which we'll talk about here in just a little bit. I haven't noticed a huge difference other than the Penn State game in any of these stats being that dramatically different.
No. So the big difference is, this is a beautiful table. You did a great job. I used it not at all. I completely think it's a tad irrelevant because it's a Jekyll and Hyde team, right? It is. So I did a bit of my own independent research and really just looked at the last 3 games. And I don't have a perfect table like you have, but basically they're running the ball 2-1, dominating time of possession, and not turning the ball over.
Except for last week.
It is somehow a California team has found Iowa football. Like, I'm not completely sure, but They're just, again, they're throwing the ball about 25 times. They're running the ball about 50 times. They're not turning it over. They're not committing penalties. They're letting the other team beat themselves, which is exactly what Maryland did, exactly what Michigan State did. And Penn State just, that game, hard to even if you look at the box score, I can't make sense of that game at all.
Can't figure that game out. No.
Can't figure that. I don't know how Penn State didn't win by 100. So yeah, I mean they're not doing anything that's like, oh, Nico has just been thrown for 350 yards a game, or oh man, their rushing has suddenly become effective, because even if they are 51st in rushing, if you look at it, man, they're not averaging much more than like 4.3 yards a carry. They're just running the ball so much. They need 10 yards, they get 11 yards. They need 10 yards, they get 12 yards. Right? Like, and they're just honestly just playing conservative, let the other team beat themselves football. I don't think that's a very good strategy against this team. This team being IU. Like Maryland, Loxley's gonna Loxley, right? Jonathan Smith's gonna Jonathan Smith. Signetti isn't gonna, Signetti isn't. His teams aren't going to do that.
Correct. Seth, do you have anything to say on that before we dive into kind of their breakdown on offense?
I was gonna say I want to feast on Nico. Let's get to that.
Sure. So I kind of gave like an overall part of like exactly like what you said. Their time of possession, simple fundamentals, like. All they're trying to do is hold on to the football and keep your team on the sideline, your offense on the sidelines. Now, the problem is turnovers all season, right? And you said that they haven't really been turning the ball over. They did turn the ball over last week. Nico mainly, I think the only one that did it. Fumbled
he did throw
and two interceptions. But their defense held what I think is supposed to be a fairly decent Maryland offense to 10 points the majority of the game. 3 points offensively the majority of the game, with the 7 points coming from a pick six, which, by the way, I think Maryland has 5 of those on the season, which is insane. So let's get into it. So Nico, Seth, I'm wondering if I'm actually kind of good isn't going to blow anyone out of the water, right?
Yes and no. I think what Brandon hit on was exactly right. Was on first and second down, they wouldn't really do much, and all of a sudden it'd be 3rd and 10, and somehow they'd get 11 yards. And then they'd kind of piddle part around on first and second down, and then all of a sudden they'd get just enough yards on 3rd down. They were so efficient. It's been a tale of two different teams. The first 4 weeks was just absolute trash. The last 3 weeks, they've really, Nico felt like he was being confined, like he was trying to run a pro offense. And that's not really his bag. He's this kind of sandlot football player. He's the chucker. You like to extend the plays. It's the reins have been taken off of him in a way that's allowed him to make more mistakes and freed him up to make bigger plays at the same time. And the last week was really the regression back to the mean a little bit, where those turnovers, 3 of them, against a much better team would have definitely cost them that game. So Nico has the flashes in the pan. He's not consistent. First and second down isn't overwhelming, but then all of a sudden on 3rd down, he tends to shine a little bit. And that's the one thing to be aware of. This defense historically in the year and a half now has struggled a little bit with mobile quarterbacks. That's Nico. He's not a runner first, but he's an elongator of plays. And I think that's the thing you got to focus on. And thankfully, IU has a really good set of linebackers to help curtail some of that. But you got to throw those first 4 games away. The last 2.5 out of 3 of the games, Nico's been a different player.
And also, the reason I'm not worried about his legs, it's a great point that you bring that up. He's not Odom from ODU, and he's not Childs from Michigan State, and bottled both of them up for the most part. I mean, obviously the 2 75-yard runs, but I'm like, IU has experience with more dynamic runners. Not worried about that at all. What I am worried about with Nico is he's got a live arm. Dude can make those sideline throws. If we sit back in deep zone, like we did with Childs, I think Nico can rack up some stats. Seth, what do you think? What do you think about that?
If you give him, I still think he's the type of quarterback that if you sit back and don't play anything aggressively, yeah, he can take advantage of you. But if you give him some zone blitzes, you give him some pressures off the edge, some funky looks, he's not going to be able to diagnose and make the third or fourth read in a progression. That's just not where he's at, and that's not where his skill set is. He is a guy who's immediately going to take off to not necessarily scramble, but to try to find somebody who has a sideline with just an inch of availability. So yeah, I think this is the kind of guy who you got to get after. You got to mix things up, and you can't be bland vanilla. I think
I got a good. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, so what they've done in the past, they've done some robber, they've done some spy, they've kind of muddied the middle a little bit. I really like that, but normally when he likes to go late, it tends to be towards the sideline or back across the middle, which is the dangerous part.
Love that.
Right. He will put the ball in danger. And IU has the type of guys who can take advantage of that. So I really do think it's a matter of strengths against some weaknesses. And yeah, Nico brings some stuff to the table, but I think IU's defense is going to be suited to adjust to it.
Yeah. And one thing for Brandon, you forgot we played Dante Moore. So I think probably the most comparable to Nico, in my opinion, would be Moore. And I would say we contained him pretty darn good. The other thing is, what was Nico's big negative mark, right, at Tennessee? Do you guys know? When they played big games against big teams, he disappears.
He's a head case, right? I mean, I think he was as much to blame for that 0-4 start, because as soon as things go bad, man, he's like that pitcher that if he gives up a home run in the first, he's done, right? But if you let him settle in, he can give you 7, 8, 9 innings. I think the biggest case of that was against Ohio State in the playoff. Ohio State just came out and hit him in the mouth. They threw the barn at him in the first quarter, and he was done. And Tennessee was done. And then wasn't it like 59-6 or something like that? It was insane. And that's what I hope Indiana does, is just breaks this guy's will. And he's just like, listen, I'm in Indiana. Get me out of here.
10 o'clock in the morning. I don't want to be here anymore.
That's if I was Haynes, that's exactly what I would do. But I'm not. I'm here doing a podcast at 4 o'clock on a Wednesday.
Correct. So yeah, I'm not. We'll go through it real quick. So Nico does lead the team in rushing attempts, yards, and touchdowns. I think a lot of it came against Penn State, where he had 128 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns. But the last 2 games against Maryland and Michigan State, he has a combined 7 carries for 14 yards. Seth, do the math.
2
yards per carry.
Oh my God, you got that one.
Good job.
I was paying attention too. That was good.
There you go. So the actual running back, you good luck. Right. There's no, you guys know Jalen Berger. We've talked about Jalen Berger since he was at Wisconsin, a freshman at Wisconsin. I was a huge fan of him at Wisconsin since he left there. He's dropped off the face of the earth. He went to Michigan State for, I think, 2 years, and then has now transferred to UCLA. He's in the backfield with a couple Anthonys, Anthony Wood and Anthony Frias, or Frias, depending on which way you want to read it, and Javion Thomas. So all of these guys at some point during the season have either led UCLA in carries that in that game or yards in that game. So you've got like 5 different players that are going to touch the ball and try to run with the ball on UCLA. Are any of them elite? I don't think so. We've played much better running backs. I would say the 3-headed monster in Oregon was leaps and bounds over these guys. And then I'll talk real quick about the wide receivers in the offensive line. But I've got kind of a theory on their offense. Again, wide receivers, I don't know how much you'll see of them. As I said, Nico doesn't put up major numbers in the air. I think he's got 166, 180, and 221 in the last 3 games. But Mikey Matthews and is it Quasi Gilmore are the 2 main guys.
Gilmore Happy.
Yes, Gilmore Happy leads the team in receptions and yards. And then Gilmer. Did I say Gilmore? Gilmer is
Gilmer.
Gilmer. He's the
Gilmer.
bigger.
What was
get over here, Gilmer?
What was Vaught in Varsity Blues? What was the coach's name? It was something. It was something Gill.
Kilgore.
Yeah,
We'll think about it later.
I got it.
Oh wait, I need your help on the name. Titus Mokayo Ultima.
It's Kilmer.
Kilmer, yeah, Bud
Kilmer.
Bud Kilmer.
There you
Quasi
go.
Gilmer, Bud Kilmer. Okay, we can keep moving on.
So their other wide receiver to watch, the guy that the X or the Y, is the hyphen TMA. We'll call him.
Yep.
You got to watch out for him in the red zone. He's got a whopping 3 touchdowns on the season and leads them in touchdown receptions. Now their offensive line, we talked about, they can run the ball a little bit. They run the ball a lot. So they're not great. There's not anybody on that offensive line that's really going to blow anybody out of the water, and they give up almost 3 sacks a game. So the matchups across the board, really, our defense, it doesn't matter. Yet against our defense, you can be good at anything, and we're probably going to be right there with you. Statistical. Here's where I'm going with their offense. It's just what you said, Brandon. If we can get them off the field, they've got no shot. If they can't take the ball for 7 minutes, 8 minutes, 7 minutes, 8 minutes, over and over and over and over and over again all game, they got no shot. Because they're not going to hit us deep. They're not going to bust out big runs. They're not going to do. They gotta march their way down the field, control time of possession. That's how it's going to go. All right. Anything else on their offense before we move over to their defense, which we will talk less about?
No.
Okay. So their defense, not great, Bob. I guess you would say overall. And in the last 3 games, score-wise, I guess you would say they've given up 37 to Penn State, 13 to Michigan State, and 17 to Maryland. I would say they've only given up 17 to Northwestern, but I think that's all the points Northwestern is allowed to score in a game is 17. So that's it. They max out. Their defense ranks 69th overall.
Nice.
93rd. Yes, nice. 93rd in score.
They scored 19 against Purdue, too. Come on.
Oh, yeah. Did you guys give up a safety or something?
I think it was 4 field goals and a touchdown.
Okay.
How many points did Purdue score? I didn't see that game.
Okay. 0 points.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, I did know that. That was mean.
He just said it, too. So.
Oh, I don't listen to that.
93rd in the country in scoring. They give up 27 points per game. They're bad against the run at 115th, and they're not great against passing either at 98th overall. IU ranks in the top 15 in all of those, 7, 4, 8, and 15. So overall, I mean, their defense has gotten better. Everything you read about this game, the defense has improved over the last few weeks, right? Nothing against Michigan State blew us away. I don't expect them to be an offensive juggernaut, and they weren't. So that game is what it is. Maryland hasn't been over the top offensive really outside of a couple games and then their non-conference games. So
bring back to his brother.
Right? Have they played bad offenses or have they played good defense? I don't know.
I miss Talia.
I'm sure. I know you do. So let's talk a little bit about their players. On the defensive line, there's not a whole lot that stands out there. There's a familiar name there, Anthony Jones.
Who?
Defensive end. Yes, Anthony Jones. Brandon.
Who?
Anthony Jones. The Oregon to IU to Michigan State to UCLA transfer, who leads the teams in sacks with 1.5.
Woo!
LOL. They rank 131st in total sacks, by the way, at 0.86 per game. They rank dead last or almost dead last in tackles for loss. So they don't get much pressure or penetration. Anybody's offensive line. Anybody's offensive line. So again, advantage IU there. Their linebackers are the 1 and 2 as far as leading tackles, and probably their best, I guess you'd say, overall defensive players, if not for maybe Cole Martin and Key Lawrence. But John Vons, and Isaiah Chisholm. Those are the guys leading that line. And then in the back of the secondary, you've got Cole Martin and Key Lawrence that will hold down the secondary at the safety position. Martin and Lawrence.
We watched crazy. So much Martin Lawrence.
Dang, Gina.
For your birthday weekend. It was too much Martin Lawrence.
You guys watched Martin Lawrence?
Blue Streak like 3 times.
Streak
like 3 times.
I thought you meant like you guys like watched Martin. I was like, why was I not there for that? I love that show. And then Scooter Jackson leads the team in interceptions with 1, which leads me to my bonus stats that I skipped over. And Brandon, this is where I'm going to need your help with they don't hurt themselves with penalties. You have to tell me where they came from. They rank 133rd out of 134 teams in penalties per game at 8.5. They are 130th in total interceptions at 1. Their third down conversion defense is 52%, which is 133rd in the country, and they give up an average of 10 points every fourth quarter this season, which is 132nd.
That is why you need to look at the smaller sample size. Because the one that, they're not committing 8.5 penalties a game. They cut that in about half. But the big thing, the bonus stats, which I love this may have been the greatest addition to the outline in a while. Snaps and claps to you. They are getting teams off the field. Specifically in the last, God damn it. In the last 2 games, both Maryland and Michigan State had less than a 40% conversion rate, which is very good. If you're limiting teams to one of 3 on third downs, that's good. You're getting them off. They're not completing enough first downs to get into scoring territory. And that's what the defense has done. They've won the key downs. So that's why I think it's going to be very, very important for Indiana to flip that script. Go 2 of 3 instead of the 1 of 3 they've been allowing in the last 8 quarters of football.
Yeah.
I'm really good at this, guys.
You are good at it. It's hard for me, and I wish I would have done that. I don't know why I didn't think of it. I wish I would have gone back and looked at like where Michigan State and Maryland rank, like in overall offense and offensive efficiency, because you're talking about, we just saw Michigan State. They were bad on third down, right? Like 5 of 13 or something, or 5 of 16.
Did it go 3 or 4 on fourth down?
Well, it is what it is, the damn zone. And then Maryland, who has had some decent offensive spurts, but has been bad down the stretch offensively, also has a freshman quarterback. That's what you guys keep saying, remember? Freshman quarterback on the road. Was that part of it? I don't know. I'm not buying the last 3 games of UCLA is what I'm trying to say. I'm with you. I think Penn State should have won that game and should have probably on paper won it pretty easily. But that's not where they play the games, right? Anything else on their defense before we move on?
Another thing that I think Indiana can take advantage of. One thing that Penn State, Michigan State, and Maryland all did do very successfully was chunk plays. And Maryland had 1 of 22 and 29. Michigan State had a play for 77 and a play of 49. I didn't write down Penn State, but I think we all remember the long touchdowns Penn State got because we were literally there watching the game together. So they are, because their secondary is by far their weakness, at least in the last 3 games, which is kind of all that matters to me. I think there's absolutely going to be opportunities to take shots, and I think you should take shots early, because again, I think this secondary, the defensive backfield, has done it against way worse teams. I mean, let's be honest, we were never worried Michigan State breaking a big play. Now Nick Marsh is gonna Nick Marsh, and Kelly actually had a really good game, but if they're able to take advantage of it, I think we can tenfold.
Yeah, and I hope to see. So I mean, I guess we've had some pretty explosive plays here recently. I mean, I don't know how many we had against Michigan State. I would say 3 immediately come to mind.
I mean, the Omar 50-yard touchdown for
that's
sure.
the first one, and then you have Noah's run after catch, and then you've got, I guess Surratt would be 4.
Black's run. I mean, what was that? 25.
Black's run was a big enough one, yeah, too. So I think it was 30 something.
Seth, what is the definition of explosion? Is it 25 or 20?
I always thought it was 20.
15.
But
oh, okay.
I always thought it was
20.
15. But then they do chunkers, which I think are 15, and then they do like home runs, which are 50. They've added so many different levels to this now because of all the.
I just always go explosion plays, and I know it's 20 or 25.
I usually say 20. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would expect
I think we
Indiana
can
to
take
have at least 5 explosion plays. 5.
Okay.
Over under. Would you take the over under on that, Bragg?
I mean,
it's a lot.
Based on what I've read and seen, I'd go over. You'll see why in my prediction. All right, let's take a break for a second. We'll take a break. We'll do IU players to watch. We'll lose you guys some money, and then we'll do randos and sack and predictions and be done. So we'll be right back. This episode is brought to you by your go-to expert in the Indiana real estate market. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in a home right here in the heart of the Hoosier country, Garrett Lawton with True Blood Real Estate is the agent that you need. He's not just a real estate agent, he's a Hoosier fan just like you. And Garrett knows Indiana inside and out, from Bloomington to Indianapolis and everywhere in between. Plus, his personalized service makes the buying and selling process smooth and stress-free. So if you're ready to make a move, give Garrett a call at 317-410-8851 or visit his website at lawton-realty.com. And we're back. Yeah. So IU players to watch. Brandon and Seth, whoever wants to go first, and I'll pick up the scraps, I guess.
I'll go first. And I was exactly what I was just talking about. That I was teeing up this point pre-promo, and it's Omar, right? He's the guy that has end around touchdowns. Omar Cooper.
You mean
Debo Cooper. Sorry, forgot. His name is Debo on this podcast. Debo Cooper. He's our big play home run threat. I think he gets not 1 but 2 explosion plays in this game. He's done it against the best of best competition. He's done it against less. He does it again often on Saturday.
So in order for him to have a big game, which I agree with, I think the important thing is the offensive line. I think this is an O-line game. It's an attitude game. You need to play a little bit of bully ball. I think what UCLA is going to want to do is emulate what worked for Iowa and what worked for the first half for Michigan State, and that's establish a ball control offense. Now, Iowa was able to do it most of the game. Michigan State couldn't do anything beyond about midway through the second quarter. But they tried to do that, so IU has to beat them to that punch. They have to be the team that aggressively dominates on an outman defensive front 6.5 in the run game. You also have to hold up in pass pro to allow those middle and deep routes to develop and get into space to make the pop the quick game, the sideways throws, and the in-breaking RPOs. So I think it's a huge game for the from an attitude perspective to not allow UCLA. Everything's going right for IU in this case. They're coming UCLA is coming east. They're playing at 9:00 local time, or their local time. This should be a chance for IU to absolutely dominate and then ultimately humiliate. So the offensive line, I think, is going to establish that.
Okay, offensive line. I was trying to figure out what team you were talking about. I'll go with the guy I picked probably most all season, and I think this is his game. And it's Roman Himby. He had a weirdly tough time last week against Michigan State, and what
is he healthy? Is he healthy?
He'll be okay.
Okay.
He'll be okay. He'll be there. So I think this will be his game. This will be his big breakout game. I've called it. I didn't call it for the Oregon game, of course, and that was the game where he got in with 2 tutties. But I'm gonna go with Himby. Maybe I should just go with a Himby Black combo. That's cheating, right? Yeah, I don't see an update or anything saying otherwise about him playing.
I took 5 guys, so if you can take 2 running backs, I think
I'll take 2 running
allowed.
backs. But I think he's going to be everything I've seen says he should be okay. All right, defense. What are you guys doing on that one?
Real quick, I have an honorable mention for players to watch, and because it's not a player, it's Mike Shanahan.
First down pass. Okay.
It doesn't even necessarily have to be first down passes, but I don't think we can slow the game down because that's what they want. They want to shrink this game into as little possessions and just make this game as short as possible. So I really do think we need to be aggressive. We need to take shots. We need to not be like, yeah, we can run on first down. We can, it's 3rd and 4, or 3rd and 5. Let's run the ball. I just think he needs to pick and choose when to be aggressive. And you can be aggressive with the run. It's how you run, right? That's kind of the thing that we ran into under Tom Allen's offensive coordinators is how many times are we going to run off guard? How many times are we going to run off tackle, right? Like do some edge, do something, do speed, do tempo, do something. And I think Shanahan has to understand that because UCLA knows, hey, this is how we've won. This is our only way to win. Shanahan, don't play right into that. So that'll be something that I'll be watching Saturday.
Yeah, we can't have the Iowa game plan over again, or else it may be a tough watch in Bloomington. But I think we're going to be okay. I think we're going to be great. Defense, Seth.
Oh no, Brandon still got to go for defense. He redid a different option.
Well, I'm switching it up.
Go ahead, Seth. You can
all right. I got Stephen Daly. I think with Wyatt going down, I know he's not taking the exact role. Him and kind of Landino filling in that additional opposite side pass rush. He had a big game last week. Wyatt's absence is going to be felt, and he and Landino need to offset that. So I think it's going to be vital. It's not a huge offensive line. It's something where he can really take advantage of. I think the matchups. So I expect him to have a really nice game.
Is that the deal, Brandon? Is it Landino that's going to scoot over, or
no? So kind of the prevailing theory on people that know X and O's way better than I do seem to be that we're probably going to ditch the 4-2-5 and kind of move into the 3-3-5 with Bones. Have Hardy and Bones in a little bit more, and then have a front of Kamara, Landino, and Dale or Tucker. So that would be Landino kind of kicking out a little bit more. We know that they show multiple fronts. So what Seth said, I think still applies with Daly. But I do think we see a ton of 3-3-5 on Saturday.
All right. I'm with that. I'm okay with that. I have got which one do I want to go with? Oh, wait, did you pick one?
I didn't pick a player. No.
Yeah, pick a player.
And it's going to be Amari Farrell, right? I feel like Louis Moore has dominated the defensive backfield or at least the safety position. I like Amari Farrell to get back into the interception column. I like him to kind of be up and support the run with Aiden. So Amari Farrell, Nico just threw 2 interceptions last week. He if you want to end drives, if you want to steal possessions, you do it with turnovers, and there's no better person to do that than Amari Farrell.
Well, the first 2 have been taken. Congratulations, boys.
Are you mad I didn't
I'll
go
go with-
Landino? Are you mad I didn't go
No,
Landino?
you're fine. I'll go with Nico Contain. And as we talked about, he's got the ability to have the big rushing game, not on purpose, I guess I would say, but keep him in the pocket. You keep him in the pocket, or you keep him around the pocket. Like we have done a really good job here of late against, honestly, Chillis didn't get outside, or Chillis didn't get outside too much. We just didn't get a lot of pressure on him. But I think pressure and containment with Hardy and Fisher and Boykin and I guess Jones, now that you're saying this, will be big. And now it'll also be interesting to see when they do that drop back defensive end zone. I think Bones is going to be a great fit for that. I mean, Wyatt got burned in a couple games this season. He's a defensive end. He shouldn't be in coverage, but I think that's a good spot for him. So I'll go with pretty much the linebackers. I'll go Hardy, Fisher, and I'll go with Boykin at the rover position.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, and another one, again, we haven't talked about this at all. I feel like with Tom Allen teams, we were constantly talking punters, but I think field position is going to be very, very important. Now, we don't punt. Indiana we don't punt anymore. But
State of Indiana doesn't punt.
If we happen to have to punt, again, this offense is not built to go 75, 80, 85 yards often. Right, just because they need all 3 downs to get a first down. Seth laid that out very well. The more yards they have to go, the much more difficult that becomes.
Yeah, we're not punting the football.
Probably not.
So, all right, let's. But that's a good call. Let's get into
shout. Is it a good shout?
A good shout. Good shout.
Thank you.
Get into Saturday slate. There's some interesting games, some tough games that are going to be tough to bet. So I actually added the over-under numbers on these games, which I don't usually do because I'm betting at least 4 of the overs. So let's get into it. Northwestern travels to Nebraska. Nebraska favorite by 8.5 for some reason. I got the Wildcats plus 8.5.
Yeah, I mean, for me, this is the game Matt Rule wins. Matt Rule does not go on the road to Minnesota and beat PJ Fleck. That's not what Matt Rule does, right? No. He loses those games. What he does do is beat up on bad teams at home, which he's gonna do. So yeah, I have Nebraska comfortably winning this game and then Matt Rule can be like, look, see, I am a good coach.
Seth?
Northwestern plus 8.5.
Yes, thank you.
All right. Recency bias.
I hate this.
Here's the toilet bowl. Rutgers goes to Purdue. Purdue 2.5-point dogs at home. I got the over in this one, 58.5. Give me the over. Too bad defense.
You're an idiot.
Yeah, I mean,
that doesn't mean Rutgers can't score 60 points.
For me, this is a tough one. I wanted to make this don't touch, but I have a backbone, so I'm not going to do that. Give me Purdue at home. It's the last possible game they could win, especially after a disappointing. Let's rally the troops one time. Give me Purdue money line here. I'm not betting it, but Rutgers has just been insanely disappointing on their road. If you look at their road home splits, Rutgers may actually be worse than Purdue in this game. So Purdue money line, but gross.
Purdue's quarterback is out. You tease it to at least 6.5.
He's out.
Oh, Brown's out.
Yeah. See.
Oh, I take that back. Rutgers.
I'm pretty sure Singleton's the guy.
Rutgers. Oh, and Singleton can't throw.
No.
So you got a running quarterback.
I guess.
Yeah. Rutgers.
Okay.
Rutgers.
So if Brown's out, then
-2.5.
give me Rutgers -2.5. Don't worry about the over under. Although they might rack it up. I don't know. Next, number 23, Illinois travels to Washington. Washington favorite by 4.5, over under 54.5. The game itself scares me, but I like the over in this. That's a bad defense versus another mediocre defense.
Sorry, Brown is only currently listed as doubtful.
So he's out. He's not going to play. If he does play, take Brown minus. He's probably going to be, I'd say, over 1 interception if you can get it. He's probably going to be sitting at 1.5 if you check the books.
So yeah, Jed Fish's name is getting thrown out for a lot of jobs here. And kind of like Matt Rule, like as soon as Matt Rule lost last week, is like his name's off the board. Jed Fish now seems to be a popular name. I think he gets Bielema. Give me Illinois at +4.5, and I may even. And the more I think about it, I may take Illinois money line here.
If you don't have the balls to do it, I will. Illinois money line.
There you go.
Damn.
I like the over. I like the over in it. I think that there'll be a lot of points, 30-something to 30-something. This is a tough game to pick, especially after last week. Minnesota travels to Iowa. Iowa favorite by 8.5. Did something happen to Minnesota's quarterback or something? 8.5 point favorite Iowa with a 38.5 over under. This is my don't touch game.
Yeah, I'm taking Minnesota, man. PJ Fleck is the best at moral victories. He's going to cover here and be elated. You know, they're going to lose by 6. They're going to lose by 4. They're going to lose by something. And he'll spin it as, you know, he's essentially clappy Tom Allen with So yeah, give me Minnesota. They're not going to win, but they'll cover 8.5.
Minnesota.
Seth, we are on way too many together.
I know. I don't like this.
I don't like that.
I don't mind the over 38.5 though.
No.
Wisconsin at number 6, Oregon favorite by 33.5. This is a double for me. I've got Oregon covering and over 44.5 total points.
Ugh, see, I don't like the over because I don't think Wisconsin scores, and if they do, it's once. So
fine.
give me something like 37-7, 37-3. I think Oregon needs style points. They know they need style points. Did you see how they just kept pouring it on last week against Rutgers? Dan Lanning's a bit of a compensate guy. And I think he's going to continue to compensate for the Indiana loss. So, yeah, Oregon's going to run this up.
Trying to see if Dan Lanning drives a jacked up truck. Go ahead, Seth.
I don't like
He
this
does.
game.
He does. Definitely.
You don't like what?
I don't like this game. Wisconsin hasn't scored since I was in my 30s. Yeah. If I had to lean anywhere, it'd be to Oregon running up the score and making it look ugly.
So Dan Lanning drives a, let me see it. I want to see the picture of it. A jacked up
Yes.
light blue Ford Bronco that's worth $280,000.
That also checks out.
Yeah. So I
A
guess
lot of places to hide the cocaine in the Bronco.
Allegedly.
I wouldn't know. I've never
allegedly.
owned a Bronco.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you've never done cocaine.
Never done that either.
Michigan State.
Number
Let's go.
25, Michigan goes to the Concrete Bowl of East Lansing. This is, you guys are going to laugh at this one. I got Michigan State covering 14.5 in a rivalry game.
Yeah. Just like Ohio State can't beat Michigan, Michigan can't beat Michigan State for some real reason. And maybe, just maybe, Childs found something last week. The hook, it just scares me to bejesus. I think this is something like, again, 34-20. I mean, again, I think this is the best line of the slate that we've went through, and call it recency bias. But yeah, give me the Spartans because of the hook.
Michigan 34, Michigan State 20. So yeah, I'm right there.
We are the same thing.
I hate
What a
this.
line.
This is bad.
What a line.
You know what that means? Saturday we're not hitting a single.
Oh no.
That's what this.
We don't want that. We don't want
we'll
that.
trade each other
I'll
phones.
keep all my parlays to myself on Saturday.
Please do.
All right. Brando's Randos. We have 8.
There we go. We've already hit a lot of them, but I'll just say them because people are like, you never had them in the first place. So I'll hit all 9. Does playing a 9 a.m. local time game really have an impact?
Yes.
Oh, I was going to say no, but they are college kids, so
Yes.
probably.
That means game day starts at 6. They have to be up and for breakfast at 6.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. And so we're all professionals. We've all traveled. Going west to east, way more difficult than going east to west.
Yes.
Yep.
I think,
Faster
again,
flight, but it's difficult.
Again, like your body just doesn't adjust going east as well as it does going west. I think that's the same whether you're a college kid or you're an old fat guy. Speaking of myself. So, yeah, no, I do think a 9 a.m. local time has an impact. Since, we're talking a team with interim coaches, do they keep this internal? Do they go external? If they go external, any names? What are you guys thinking on this coaching search?
Not a clue. I don't know much about this guy that they've got in. I don't think you can keep him. I don't think you can keep him because I don't see them winning another game the rest of the season. Maybe one more. I don't think that's good enough to keep him.
No, they got to go for a name. Somebody with a TikTok following.
It's UCLA. I agree. I think they should go after someone like Gruden or go over. I mean, try to pry Dion. I don't know. I agree with you. It's LA. It's glitz and glamour. How are you? It's NIL world. You need money.
I feel like it's going to be a name that in theory sounds great, but in actuality doesn't work at all. But it'll be fun to watch. Shut your mouth.
So you're thinking like a Penny Hardaway or a
exactly,
someone like that. Yeah.
Hey, Brandon, I forgot to send this in the group chat, but as soon as you said Dion, I started laughing. Guess who everyone's number one candidate is for the Florida State job?
Of course.
Yeah. Do you want to turn a clown show into a bigger clown show? Go ahead.
We do.
Yes, we do.
Okay, we do not need to answer this one because we already did. Does anyone care about Big Noon or Game Day?
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Playing off of that, have you watched any of the Barstool FX1 content?
Not
like their first take spinoff.
No.
Big Cat's on it every day.
I like Big Cat. I do not like Brandon Walker, and I don't want to even have the threat of him anywhere near anything that I'm looking at. Nothing.
And Michael Kadick is on it once or twice a week.
I do like Kadick. I love Big Cat.
So I've never actually sat down and watched it, but I do watch a few of the reels because I feel like you can be a little more picky choosy on those. And I've liked what I've seen. I'm also much more of a Barstool guy than either one of you guys combined. So
yeah.
Going a complete 180, and again, just kind of thinking of the tailgate and the time you would like to start the tailgate. Boy, it's getting cold. What are your thoughts on the colder, shorter days? Like, you guys loving it? Because every girl I see is like, fall's here, it's so nice. Me, hate it. I want to move to the equator.
I like it. I like it right now. I'm not outside, obviously, but I have a window right next to my desk, and it's sunny. And 50 something or just barely touching 50? That's fine. If the sun's out, it's fine. If it's not out and it's super windy, which is not going to be super windy on Saturday, not my favorite, which is what happened when I left work today. Walked out, super cloudy, super windy. I was cussing to myself under my breath. But I don't mind it. I just wasn't properly ready to go. Just layer up and you're good to go.
Seth, you're a region Chicago guy. You probably love this.
Toughen up, Tugger nuts.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this is be mean to Seth question. So if this game is close, and given our history with watching football
he's
games
not allowed to go to any more. No,
we kick him out of the stadium, right?
Yes.
We tell him, go watch in the car, go watch at another tailgate. You're not allowed in here. Oh, fine. I'll pay you for the ticket. Just leave, right? That's what we have to do if this gets too close in the third quarter.
Say it again. Say it again slower and breathier.
Except you have to charge him for the ticket.
No.
And you have to charge him for the ticket.
No.
Face value.
I don't know what you're talking about. We're moving
Oh,
on.
yeah.
Next one.
Dodgers are in the World Series. Dodgers, shocking. The team with $1 billion payroll made it to the World Series. MLB is the worst sport imaginable. Which my point of this is we're playing an LA team. Does anyone know? If you would go and ask the average person in Los Angeles, do they know the Dodgers are in the World Series?
The average person. What part of Los Angeles are we asking these people? Downtown? Hollywood,
No one's walking around downtown.
Pasadena?
You don't want to
wanna
be
do that.
downtown Los Angeles.
No.
So anywhere
So
not downtown Los Angeles.
What about the campus? What if we just go to UCLA?
Walk around
Type in
Pasadena? No.
UCLA's campus.
Sure.
I would say half of the people that you ask.
At
Less.
best 50-50. Best case scenario.
I'd say 33% no.
They are a big brand. I mean, they are a big deal out there.
And I
But
think
they can't even
Ohtani.
fill their stadium during the playoffs, which is ridiculous.
All right.
Okay. So speaking of the fall, I went to Russell Farms last Saturday. Have either one of you been to Russell Farms up in Noblesville?
Yes.
Yes, I've been to Russell.
Incredible kid
Nice
atmosphere.
place.
I've been to Tuttle's, I've been to other pumpkin patches, and I feel like most are like adhering to that like 25 to 45 crowd. Like they're trying to be like fancy with their ciders and all their picture spots. And like Russell Farms was just like, this is like the county fair for kids. And it was incredible. I loved it. Kids loved it. So just I wanted to give them a call out because it was the most fun I've ever had at a pumpkin patch. Because I'm not a apple tree orchard pumpkin patch guy. Like it's just not my bag. But Russell Farms, A++. It's more of a Seth Sack than a rando.
Yes, it is. My recommendation for Halloween things and for Christmas is Sullivan's Hardware. Sullivan's in Fishers does a Pumpkin Town train, which is awesome.
Halloween Town, I thought it was.
Broad Ripple or Halloween Town, Pumpkin Town, whatever.
Yeah, so we're doing that Sunday
Halloween
at 10 a.m.
is this one, which is awesome.
Sunday at 10 a.m. is when we will be at Allisonville Nursery for Halloween Town.
Yeah.
Which is just like what Sullivan's does.
Well, it's owned by Sullivan's, if you didn't know that. Same people.
Yeah.
We're going next Thursday.
Yeah. So last thing I have is, did you guys see any of the details on Sig's contract? And I don't mean any of the boring stuff. I mean like the fun stuff.
No.
Okay. Listen to some of these things he gets. $10,000 a year in Adidas gear.
Sure.
How are you
Crazy.
even spending $10,000 in Adidas gear? Bragg, you're a clothes guy. You're a clothes guy. How are you spending $10,000?
Camps.
That's 100 pairs of shoes. I don't know. You get all the shoes that you want, but you also you buy gifts. Those are your gifts. Hey, look, Uncle Sig
Tom.
bought us no. Uncle Sig got you a present. Wonder what it is. Oh, it's
A carton of smokes.
and
Another
and
thing. $25,000 a year car allowance.
Love it.
I looked it up. What cars, SUVs, otherwise, can you get for $25,000 a year?
That would break
For 8
down to
years.
$2,000 a month.
Yes.
$200,000 total.
You can't. Well, I don't think you can go G-Wagon on that, can you?
Yes.
Okay, that was going to be my guess.
Yeah, Escalade, G-Wagon, like highest Wagoneer, like pretty much every monster SUV you can get. There pretty much isn't a car outside of like the super rare ones that you can't get. Pretty much any car or SUV you can get. But that's $25,000 in
Ridiculous.
car allowance.
It's awesome.
Last thing, which I would be able to use this. I'm not a vehicle person. I'm not a clothes person. Those things are insane. He gets 75 hours in the IU executive jet.
Oh,
Personal use, not recruiting, not media, personal use, 75 hours for the IU executive jet.
trying to think. That is 5 trips. That's 5 trips to Hawaii if he wants to do it, which you're not doing. I guess you're not getting that far in an executive jet. Yeah, that's dope.
That's awesome. Like I'd be just, I don't know. I do whatever I want all the time. That is incredible.
Yeah.
So there's a ton of fun stuff. Those were the 3. I could do this all day because I love Lincoln Riley's was insane. Like Lincoln Riley, like he like a $10 million house, like a $250,000 car. Like Lincoln Riley at USC also had kind of a bananas extras on it. Those are the 3 best that I saw on SIGs, but that's completely public information. So just go to the interwebs and look up Kurt Signetti's contract and you can find this. The last thing I want to say though, and I think this might be able to be an entire segment by itself. I don't want it to go that long, but his buyout that other schools will have to pay gets cut in half if Pat Winton or Scott Dolson are no longer employed by IU. Bragg and Seth, what does that mean to you? Because I think I understand it, but I'm kind of confused by it as well.
It's probably a SIG-led initiative, meaning like I think he really does like those 2. I think he's probably pretty good friends with both of them. I mean, based on what he said in interviews and press conferences, I would say if he's thinking if they're gone, I want a chance to go probably. But I don't know. I don't like that. I really don't like that at all.
Yeah, it literally says wherever the buyout is, whatever year it is, it's halved if one of them is no longer there.
There could be an athletic director wants, like a GM wants his own coach, right? In any pro sport. Could be the athletic director wants his own coaches kind of thing too, but I don't know. Seth,
it's odd. I don't remember ever seeing any detail like that in the contract.
It's weird. It is weird.
And I do get kind of into these. Like I think there's a lot of fun language, a lot of fun stuff. And yeah, it kind of goes back to my final statement after the Oregon game that just like they're all in it together. They are in it hand in toe, just together. And if one of them's out, they're all out. That's kind of what I came to. And that, Seth, do you think that has any validity at all?
Yeah, I think they're trying to tie their success to his success and vice versa a little bit. And then again, I do think it's the idea if one of them does end up leaving, you know, it doesn't beholden next round of president or AD, you know, kind of gives them a get out of jail free card a little bit. Because like you said, they tend to bring in their own guys or bring in their own people. So it's a weird one. I'm not familiar with it, and it's not one that I've definitely seen before. So I just thought it was just hearing it. I don't know how I would want to. I don't know how I'd feel having my success tied so intrinsically to theirs and vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
That feels, I don't know.
All right, that's all I got. Told you, 9.
Here we go. I do want to clear up one thing. I believe Signetti last year was the highest paid person in the state of Indiana, like state employee, because technically he's an employee of the state of Indiana. Highest paid government employee in Indiana. They haven't released it yet for 2025, obviously, because the year isn't over, but he's projected to be the highest paid employee in the state of Indiana for the next 8 years.
The director of INDOT ain't making like
I mean,
the mayor isn't. Like, who's even coming close?
I mean, Bryant Haynes was on the top 10. ADs are on there. The Ball State head coach is in the top 15. And then we start getting university presidents, President Mung at Purdue, President Witten at IU. Yeah. But it's probably 50 or 60 before you start getting to actual government employees. Some very high ranking deans, apparently.
All right, are we done with the boring contract?
Oh,
talk?
yeah.
All
At
right.
least on my side.
Are you is that it for randos?
That's it. That was all 9.
Seth, your sack?
He spoiled my sack. I don't. There's
Okay. Let's wake everybody up now. Wake up, everybody. Time
like
for
contract
predictions.
talk.
You're putting the
Yeah.
dick in
Good.
predictions. This is come on.
Yes, predictions. Seth, your prediction, which is going to be wrong.
Oh, eat a dick. I think UCLA has some success, but not enough. I think it's 34-17.
That's too close.
Okay.
Brandon?
Yeah, no, I think this is going to mirror last week's game, almost identical. I think I may even bet UCLA money line in the first quarter, but I do think again Indiana has not let up a second half touchdown in over a month. I don't think that happens. I think that streak continues. IU 41. UCLA 17, but I do think it's something like 24-14, 21-14, something like that in the in the first half. I think we're questioning throwing Seth out of the stadium at halftime.
So we all have 17s across the board. UCLA 17, Indiana 48. So I do not
all
think
just
this is
add a
close game.
touchdown.
Yeah, I do not think this is a close game. I think it may be the first quarter, maybe, but I think there's turnovers. I'm betting on an Indiana touchdown, defensive or special teams touchdown.
Bet it, pussy.
I will. I do it every Jesus. I do it every game. It hasn't paid off for a little bit, but
This is a 75-minute podcast. I'm getting squirrely.
it's a long time. All right, that's it. Nothing else. We don't need to say anything statement-wise, right? On this one, I can't remember what we said.
Final statement for a preview is weird. Let's get rid of it. I don't like it.
Okay. I don't like it either. All right. Be sure to check out the pod on Twitter and Instagram at Happy Hour IUFB. Be sure to download, rate, review, and follow on all of our platforms. And we will be with you guys. Monday
Cheers. Come party. Come party.
Yeah, come party
Seth's
with us.
driving.
Not
Well, I don't know if Seth's driving. If we throw him out, we may need a ride, actually. If Seth may just take the vehicle back.
Yeah, he's not going to go anywhere. He'll get in trouble if he goes home
I'm a person of repute.
Yeah, makes one of us.
All right. See you guys later.
Cheers.
Bye.
Cheers.
If you like the show, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. It really does help the show to grow. Thank you for listening.